Hello, I hope you had an amazing Friday. It is the 19th of July 2024, 1907 East African time. And this is Friday Updates with me, Dimoro. I'll be taking you through each and everything that was making headlines in Africa today. Starting with Nigeria, going to Ivory Coast, we're going to be looking at Niger, we're going to be looking at Sudan. We are also going to be looking at DR Congo, we're going to be looking at the UK, which has pledged support to Africa, 84 million euros. We're going to be looking at Nigeria. In fact, Nigeria is our main focus of the day, and we are also going to be looking at Kenya, where President Ruto did reinstate some of his cabinet. So in Kenya, we're going to be looking at the 11 cabinet secretaries who are nominated by Ruto. This is after he dissolved his whole parliament. He has recycled at least four actually, of the cabinet secretaries that he had fired before, nominating one to become the Attorney General, the Kenya's first female Attorney General. Apart from that, there's still some positions that he has not yet appointed people to. So he only nominated 11 cabinet secretaries. Of course, they are prior to get approved by the parliament. So we're going to be looking at that. In Nigeria, we're going to be looking at how Tinubu doubled the minimum wage of government workers after strikes. Why I laughed when I was reading that is because I know Tinubu is trying to avoid Kenya-style protests. You know, we had protests in Nigeria, then they ended without really anything getting solved. And so there were rumors that, not rumors really, there were circulations online that Nigerians were planning for another mother of all protests. So Tinubu decided to jump before the gun, and he doubled their salaries just to contain them. So I can assure you, from what I think, and not just what I think, it is what it is. He was just trying to avoid a Kenyan style protest, because that was what the that was what the youth, the young people in Nigeria were threatening to. Also going to be looking at Gambia, where Gambia's parliament has at least upheld it upheld the FGM ban that was put in place in 2015. Some section of the parliament was seeking to do away with the FGM ban. What I mean is, the Gambian parliament wanted to reintroduce FGM. FGM is female genital mutilation. That is female circumcision in short. So a section of Gambia's parliament was seeking to reintroduce female genital mutilation, which was banned in 2015. The fact that it was banned in 2015 is really worrying at first when you think about it, for the fact that is less than 9 years ago. So FGM was legal in Gambia up to until 2015, and that was when it was banned. And now they were seeking to reinstate it. And for a fact, from what I've been reading, even after the ban, even though the ban is there, the enforcement is never there, because only one person has been prosecuted for FGM, because majority of the leaders and religious leaders and tribal leaders and community leaders in Gambia support FGM, which was criminalized, but they were seeking to have it decriminalized. So I'm going to be telling you about that in a bit. We're also going to be looking at the UK is pledging, as I said, an 84 million pounds donation to Africa. Why? Because it wants to stop illegal migration at source. That is the new strategy that it is looking to implement. That is according to the newly elected British Prime Minister. The previous one, Sunak, had implemented an alternative, had taken an alternative route where he was deporting illegal immigrants to Congo, not to Congo, to Rwanda. So anybody seeking asylum would get paid and sent to Rwanda. But when the new prime minister took over, his name is Keir Starmer. I might be butchering the pronunciation of the name. I really don't care about about the new prime minister or anything, but he's the one who has now brought in a new policy where he has said that instead of, he actually called the old one, the old policy that Sunak had introduced. Sunak had introduced a policy where they were deporting immigrants to Rwanda. He called it a gimmick that does not act as a deterrent. And Rwanda said, when we were signing, we didn't stipulate money will be returned, so we are not returning the money. Keith called it a bluff and said they were going to return the money. They were just playing tough in front of the cameras, but they've probably already returned the money backstage. So the new prime minister has now resorted to sending money to Africa in what he's saying curbing immigration at source. So he's sending 84 million pounds to Africa and the Middle East to stop illegal migration. I'm going to be telling you about the ideas he have. In DR Congo, there was a small agreement that happened in DR Congo where the parties, we have about 100 plus warring parties in DR Congo fighting against each other for control of mines. Sponsored chaos, I like calling it sponsored chaos. However, warring parties in Congo have agreed to extend a ceasefire. A group of them met and agreed to extend a ceasefire. It's a shaky one. And for a fact that it was implemented, the talks and everything was implemented by the United States. Even the truce was announced by the United States on Wednesday. Is worrying for me. The US in itself has pleaded 203 million USD to Sudan, as Sudan is also facing another crisis. An insecurity crisis that has been happening in Sudan, where thousands have been killed. So that was the US donating through the UN ambassador, Linda Thomas. The ones who are donating 203 million to Sudan. So we're going to be coming to talk about that. Then in Niger, the IMF just approved a 71 million USD disbursement to Niger. That was a bit worrying for me, the fact that Niger is still taking this much loan from the IMF, but Niger will receive new loans from the IMF in what the loan description was to reduce risks to prospective balance of payment stability and resolve protracted balance of payment problems. Sounds like a lot of nothings to me, but it is a bit worrying for me, to be honest, the fact that Niger is still receiving this much amount of loans from the IMF, 71 million USD to be specific. So we're going to be looking at that. In Ivory Coast is deporting Burkinabe refugees, because Ivory Coast is claiming that the Burkinabe refugees have refused to get registered, and it curbed the campaign, the deportation campaign, an isolated measure. So we're gonna be coming to that. But let us start with, because I think I've had Keith joining me. Let us start with Niger, because this was a worrying for me. The IMF, Keith, just approved a 71 million USD loan disbursed to Niger. And this is not it is a series of loans. There's a series of loans. This is just the first one that was approved during the IMF executive board meeting on Wednesday. That was worrying for me. I don't know if you can hear me, Keith. I don't know if you can. So let me just give you the facts as they are. Niger will receive new loans, not just one loan, several new loans from the IMF to undertake economic reforms, especially to deal with they say they need to balance. They called it the protracted balance of payment problems. So that was completed on Wednesday, and there are going to be about 4 or 5 loans that the IMF approved to be given to Niger. The first one is a 19.74 million. The other one is a 157.92 million. The other one is a 34.216 million, and the other one is a 45 million. So those are some of the loans that the IMF is seeking to send to Niger. Not seeking, approved to send to Niger. So some of the debts, some of the loans date back as early as 2021. So I might give them a benefit of doubt there, because I see one of the loans was requested for on December 8th, 2021. But it is still worrying for especially the Sahel. The Sahel is one region that I have so much belief and confidence and admiration for. So when I see them getting 4 or 5 loans getting approved still to go to that region, it becomes a bit worrying for me when I still see the Bretton Woods messing with that region with, for example, this 71 million new loan. But I'm gonna be, maybe when Keith is able to speak, I'm gonna, because I want to. Oh, Keith, can you hear me? I don't think he's able to speak yet, because I would want to understand why to get his perspective on why is Niger still requesting for loans from the IMF, and not just loans, but loans of that capacity. But anyway, for Ivory Coast was deporting, the story that I'd mentioned earlier. Ivory Coast has been deporting Burkinabe refugees, something that the Burkina Faso government has expressed regret over, saying that it was unnecessary. So some of the refugees who are getting deported back to Burkina Faso are the ones who sought refuge in Ivory Coast as early as 2021. There are about 60,000 Burkinabes who fled instability from their homeland. That was in 2021, when there was a little unrest in Burkina Faso. And many of those refugees are actually hosted by local families in Ivory Coast. However, on earlier this month, on the 14th, 13th, and 14th, about 173 Burkinabe refugees, most of them women, and about 50 men were deported back to Burkina Faso. 3 days later, another 164 were deported back again without any official explanation. But the Ivory Coast government is claiming that it is because of their failure to register with authorities and concern over potential migratory influxes and security infiltrations. That is the official Ivory Coast government position. So they are calling the deportation an isolated measure. They're saying they are trying to protect Ivory Coast from security infiltrations from the people of Burkina Faso. The government of Burkina Faso is still condemning the deportation as a violation of humanitarian principles, and their spokesperson said that sending back people who've been affected by, who need humanitarian aid, is inhumane. However, the Ivorian Coast insists that deportation was an isolated incident and said that it's still going to give asylum to assist asylum seekers, but they have to comply with the law. So that was the back and forth between Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso, with, of course, Ivory Coast wanting to deport the 60,000 Burkinabe refugees who are still in Ivory Coast, who fled in 2021 after, of course, the unrest, the small unrest that we had. Now, going back to Nigeria, on our main story, Nigeria has doubled the minimum wage for government workers after we had a strike a few weeks ago. So the minimum wage will now be doubled. That is for public sector workers. And this is after the labor union had threatened further strikes, because in Nigeria, the cost of living had really gone up. The inflation had gone up. The per capita was going down. Everything was going up apart from the salaries, and Nigerians went to the streets even long before Kenyans went. I remember it was about a month ago they went to the streets. They closed down the airport and the power stations. I don't know what happened with the labor unions, because the strike only lasted a day and it was over. However, they were threatening to go back to the streets, and posters had started circulating online with them saying that they're going to go back to the streets. So to avoid that, I know this was an evasive measure more than something that Tinubu wanted to do. He's doing this because he's trying to avoid a Kenya-like situation in his country. So he's gonna do everything he can to hoodwink, to oil the palms of the young people and the public sector workers. So he doubled their minimum wages, and now the minimum wage is set to be about $44. $44 is going to be the new monthly minimum wage in Nigeria. It's still 6 times lower than what the unions were demanding. They, however, accepted the offer with what they call mixed feelings and say that they only accepted the offer because they understand the country's economic woes that have been happening at the moment, with the ones that I was talking about. Poor economic reforms, inflation is up there, the naira is down there. The naira is spiraling down, and Nigeria is almost having a Ghana, Ethiopia type of situation. So that is why they called off the strike after they got their minimum wage. So that means before this, the minimum wage in Nigeria was $22 a month. 22, that is 35,000 naira, which is $22 a month. I don't know what the government would expect somebody to do with $22 a month. Really, can't even buy UKFC for a day. While the MPs in Nigeria earn, I don't know how many thousands of USD, but public sector workers were earning as low as $22 a month. $22 a month. How long can you last on $22? Seriously, even though it's Nigeria, 35,000 naira is pocket change for majority of Nigeria's upper class. So paying people such an amount is an insult to them, especially when a country is experiencing economic turmoil. And one thing about the economic woes, when I talk about economic woes, like the ones we have in Ethiopia, the ones we have in Ghana, which is trying to recover from, the ones we have in Egypt, the ones we have in Nigeria, it is the people at the bottom of the pyramid who really feel the economic woes more than anybody else, because for the people at the top, it really doesn't matter whether the cost of living goes up, they can afford it. So it doesn't matter how much bread costs, doesn't matter the interest rate at the banks, it doesn't matter the naira, how much it's exchanging for, they have enough pool to lower the risk. But for the people at the bottom, when the cost of bread goes up, they can't afford the bread anymore and they'll now have to sleep hungry. They can no longer be able to eat their jollof in peace. So it's the people at the bottom of the pyramid who are always affected by the economic woes more than, but the bottom of the pyramid, I mean, it's the lower class, the poor people who are affected when a country goes through an economic turmoil, not the people at the top, not the ruling class, not the ones who consider themselves the elites. It's the ones at the bottom. So at $22 a month, as your country is experiencing one of its worst economic woes, then I can assure you are going to suffer. And Nigerians were suffering. Even after the salaries were doubled, the new pay award will not take immediate effect immediately, because lawmakers must still have to pass a new law to approve it. They'll still be paid sitting allowance to approve $44 minimum wage. That is Nigeria trying to avoid the protest, and it is sad that they accepted $44 as their new minimum wage and called off the protest. It is very sad. Going to the UK has pledged £84 million to Africa and the Mid East to stop illegal migration at source. It was the story that I just mentioned for you. So he said that they are going to donate about 108 million USD.
That's not. If you would stop filling out the goddamn countries, people wouldn't be leaving. How about you do that? How about you stop stealing out of Africa and people would have to leave? How about you stop impoverishing Africans? But you're not going to do that because that's what made you rich. You're not going to stop your damn thief until the African make you stop it. That's why these people are running to Europe, because they got the internet. They see Europe ain't all fucked up like Africa is. So they don't know that you don't like their ass. They've been told, oh, this Christian nonsense, we're all brothers. They don't know the cracker can't stand their ass. Don't want them there. Don't like their black ass. They just want to indoctrinate them so they can steal all their resources out their country. They don't want you showing up on theirs. They want to come to your country, smile, and be treated like gods and everything else. While you go to your country, they want to be Jay. You get your nigga ass out of here. What you doing here? They don't want you there. They want to continue to steal from your country. That makes them rich, and they live their good lives in civilization. And if they do come to Africa, they have the money that they stole from you. They get to live good, maybe buy a house, and you niggas treat them like great. You know, you treat them great and smile. They smile in your face. No, they want to stole all your goddamn wealth. That's why you're running. So $100 million, that's a joke when they're stealing trillions of dollars. That's like, you say, you know, Demore, I know I just stole $1 trillion from your pocket, but I'm going to give you back. You know, that's like me saying, you know, Demore, I stole $1,000 from your pocket, but I'm going to give you back 100 in aid. Here's your $100. Like what? Now, really, $10. That'd be like $10. You steal trillions out of Africa a year, but I give you back $100 million. That's like me giving you back still 1,000, give you back $1. Oh, thank you for the $1. So
this, he said that he's the one who did away with the Rwanda deportation campaign, that they were deporting the migrants and the criminals to Rwanda. He said that that was not, it doesn't act as a deterrent. He called it he said that that is he said it was, what did he say? He said it is a gimmick that does not act as a deterrent, and said he's going to come up with a better way of stopping illegal migration. Where they say that by now, since 2024 began, they have had about 40,000 irregular arrivals to the UK. So that is why they are saying that they are very serious on this and they are going to deal with. So his idea was, why don't we donate 100 million after stealing 1,000 to Africa, so that we can tackle illegal migration at source. I tried to look at what were they donating the money for, and they said that they were going to help in skills training and create job opportunities and access to education, so that Africans do not have to leave to go to the UK. That is his $1 billion idea of stopping illegal migration to the UK. So that is among his first implementations. He just got into office the other day, and the first thing he's thinking about is, this is among his first implementation, his first policies, just to show you how sick and tired they are of us being there. Yet we don't hear. We still want to go there. We still want to go get racially abused, go get mistreated there, you know.
I don't know that anymore. I don't know about being racist. A lot of them believe that the white man loves. They've been taught that the lies. That's why you hear the ones in Europe saying, I wish I would have told that they hate us. You know, the ones that got there, they said, I thought they liked us. And we've been told my whole life that they did the Christian stuff and the values, and then they hate us. So those guys in Italy and Spain say this. I don't mean to laugh at the African. They really hate us. I didn't know that the hate was so real. Yes. They've never been your friends. Mm-hmm. Your fucked up governments never told you. Yes, they hate us. Yes. They like our resources. They like come to Africa and live like kings, and you treat them like they're gods. They love that. They like that shit. But to be around you niggas on a daily basis, no, they don't like that. Unless you're kind of a slave.
I saw a video of a certain Nigerian in the UK. He was saying that he was seeking asylum in the UK, and when he got it, he went. Did you see that video? He said that he went back and brought his 7 children and 2 wives, and they were so mad. They couldn't believe that. You know, they were saying that in the next, if that continues happening in the next few years, the UK will be like a Nigerian province now.
Like black, yeah. He probably 7 kids. They're like, hey, he just said you. So doesn't make a difference. They're dying out anyway, Demore. So it's gonna be a province anyway. They're dying out. So that's a simple fact of that anyway. They're dying.
I don't know how true this is unless General Mosquito confirms for me. But I was also reading an article somewhere that was saying that at the moment the whites are actually the minority in London. I don't know how true that is.
They might be, because you got the big Indian population in Indians are probably the biggest population, and you got the Africans, you know, from all countries. They may be, because I know the whites don't even own the most land in Britain anymore. The Indians do. You can look that up. The Indians own more lands than the white people do in their own country. The Indians. So that's why Camus is right. You got to get a right wing racist. That's why all the countries in America and Europe are becoming right wing. Those are racists. They want white countries back. Got Germany now talking about kicking out everybody. Get these niggas out of here. Get them. And the British have become openly racist. You see how they treat you guys love that football shit. Them British are like, these niggas, I want them out of here. Fuck football. Get them out of here. So that's what's going to start happening. In France,
actually, if you want an elective position in any of those countries, take that position. They're going to elect you fully, the whites. If you take that position and say that I'm going to send all the black people back to Africa, you're going to get elected.
Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what they're doing here in America. That's what's happening, right? In America, because but not just that you need to invade Africa. Now when Africa's getting free, white men know that's their money. They're openly talking about it. While you hear the damn French talking about the German, we need to invade these niggas again and take back over these fucking African countries. Because they know that's where the wealth, the African, French foreign secretary said that these Africans don't got no history. We can't let them run because you're going back to run the world. They know what's coming. To rule the world again. So we can't let the African rule no world. He has no history. And God damn it, we know. And that's what he said. We'll wake up and find our kids working in Africa as their slaves because all your wealth, their wealth comes from Africa. They've always been impoverished. These lies they told about being kings and living in Europe and good, those are lies. Those made up. Those are fairy tales that they told the African when they conquered us, when they colonized Africa. We was in Europe as kings and queens and all that shit. No, they would live up there in barns, not washing their ass, filthy, almost on the edge of extinction. They don't want to go back to that. They over time, but we got. So if you know, shout out to Ivan Touré. He used his drone. You got 2 secret bases that the French put on the border of Benin. 2 of them. 2 to invade ECOWAS. The Sahel states. Because they can't let Africa go. You waking up, they see what's happening in Kenya, and it's having an effect. They lose Africa. This white man goes back to being poor.
And talking about Traore, kid, I was just talking about Niger, and I was worried. Why is Niger still taking loans from the IMF at this magnitude?
I don't know what you're doing. That's stupid. You should stop it. I don't know. I can't say. I know they were still taking loans.
Yeah, they took about 4 loans were approved today. On Wednesday, with one of them being 71 million. That is a lot.
Yeah. That means that's the problem. They need to go ahead and talk to them. They can destroy them as a. You don't take those loans. You know what those loans represent. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. So,
and the biggest worry is not even them taking loans; it's the loans getting approved.
No, the loans are going to get approved.
Will they really be approved when they know that you're going to use the loans for the right purpose?
Yeah, what? They gonna say this nigga? We need them loans now. The loans are never to be paid back. I don't care about no loans. That's fake money. I told you they make it from nothing.
I'm asking kid, for example, they know if they give Traore 71 million, they don't really care if they give Kenya or Uganda 71 million. Just a minute. They don't care if they give Museveni. Just a minute, kid.
Niger or Mali? Who got the loans? Bikini Pops turned them down.
It's Niger. So I'm saying the IMF. Just a minute. I'm saying the IMF really does not care if it gives 71 million to, let's say, Uganda, because they know the money is not going to help any Uganda and it's going to help only a few people at the top. But would they give 71 million to, let's say, Traore, knowing that they're going the 71 million?
No. He told them no. You keep talking about Traore, that's Bikini Faso. You talking about Niger. Traore said no. They tried to say, please take it. He told them no. I don't want none of your loans. He already knows the ramification of the loan. He said no. They came to beg him to get the loan. He said no. Because the thing is not about the loan. It's the thing to have access. What they doing in Kenya. I want your resource now. I want your companies. I want to come and have control of your water, control of your electricity, control of your telecommunications, control of your goddamn all your industries. I want control of them now. It's never they don't care about that fake money. They make that money from nothing. They print that shit from nothing. So Ibrahim didn't say he went no. He told him no. They came back and begged him. Remember a month ago, say IMF is asking Toure to take loans for Bikini Boss. And nah, I don't need your fucking loan. So I don't know what the fuck knives you're doing.
Yeah, because I understand the main reason for giving you the loans is one, to make sure that the money you'll pay back money that never helped you.
It's
so
the
if they actually give you money and you do something with it, then you'll have not done what they want to happen. You know, the main purpose of the money is of giving you the loans is economic imperialism. Yeah, so that is why I'm saying my biggest worry is not Niger taking the money. It is the fact that they approved the loan. So them approving the loans to Niger means that just a minute, kid. I said them approving the loans to Niger mean they already know that money is not going to be used to help any Nigerian. If it was, they wouldn't have given it to Niger, because that would be going against their purpose, which is economic imperialism.
Yeah.
So the fact that they approved the loan to Niger is worrying for me. I'm starting to have doubts on the Nigerian government now.
That wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense to me. Why would they take that, knowing that they're trying to get out underneath the heel of imperialism? Because the loans are not there to help anybody at all. Those loans are designed so that you don't pay them back. Then I can capture your resources.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that. Fuck that. I want your resources. I want your uranium. I want your gold. I want your oil. I want the real shit. Not these. Fuck that. Fuck that big paper. Get that shit back to me. So what? I don't want that. I don't want that shit Kenya talking about giving back. I want Kenya. I want the whole country. Be under my rule. I want Kenya's telecommunications. I want its water supply. I want its electricity supply. I want all of it. I don't want that goopy fake paper back.
So I think I think Burkina Faso and the other Sahel countries should watch Niger carefully now. I really don't. I'm starting to have my doubts, and it's not the first. It's not the first incident. It's
right, Debbie. It's right. You gotta be vigilant, because it's always some house party. You try to build some with somebody, and they say, "Listen, man, we can't be taking loans. You already know what the loan's about. Why would you be taking?" Then I don't know. Where's that source? I can't get riled up because I got to find out who's the source, who's saying that they're taking loans. I can't just take things at face value that the mainstream media is writing about till I know. I can't, because that wouldn't make any sense. Starting you destroying everything before you're starting. You're talking about pulling out of a white supremacist system and then give yourself back to the white supremacists? That don't make any sense. That's schizophrenic. I don't even understand that.
I actually think it's hypocritical. Kicking out French forces and taking in IMF loans.
Yeah, it's the same people. Same people don't control France own the IMF. So their banks are the same. And don't act like you don't know that the Rothschilds are fucking the French banks are the Rothschilds. Everybody knows that the English banks are the Rothschild. IMF, World Bank, that's the Rothschild money. So you know it's the same. You're not stupid anymore. You can't say you don't know the IMF is the same motherfuckers that run France. You can't say that now. Can't say I didn't know no better. I'm stupid like all the old African coons used to be. That don't work. You know it now. If the kids know it, you know it.
I wanted to give them the benefit of doubt at first, because as I was checking on the loans, I saw that some of the loans were requested for as early as 2021, but still, it had the option to say no.
But that's before they took over. The junta came into power.
It doesn't matter. You have the option to say no. You have the option to say we don't need any more loans.
Say no now, but those were already asked. Remember, their coup was just last year, not even a year yet. So those loans are not under them, so they probably cancel those loans. So that's not their loans. That's that Mohammed motherfucker that they deposed. What's his name? Mohammed Bahar.
So the 2021 loan was just one. So there are 4 loans that were approved. Let me read for you the amount of money they are getting. Let me see if I can see that. So the 2021 is 1. There is another one that was requested last year. There is another one. So there is a 19.74 million one. There is a 157.92 million one. There's another one for 34.2 million, and there's another one for 45 million. The earliest one was requested in 2021. The latest one was requested in June 2023.
See, that's not them. That's not them. Remember, they took over at the end of July. That's not them. That's that Muhammad motherfucker. What's his name? That's not them.
Let's see if they are gonna take the money, because they have an option to say no, kids. It doesn't matter.
They're not gonna take that money. They're not gonna take it because they know. That's what I'm saying. They didn't request the money. That's that Muhammad. What's that dude they overthrew? I forgot his name. Muhammad
Bazoum.
Yeah, Muhammad Bazoum. That's his shit. So they overthrew his ass. So they're not taking those loans. I know what you said. They're not taking those. They know what those loans represent.
I'm still gonna be here. We're going to see if they will. I have my doubts on Niger, to be honest, Keith.
You're supposed to, because you're supposed to have your doubts until you see, like he's right about Senegal. You got to have your doubts, man. So it wouldn't make no sense to do what they're doing, the more than accept those loans. That would be would make it sense to me.
I said my biggest worry is the fact that the IMF approved the loans. They wouldn't approve the loans if they thought they wouldn't. Listen. No, the loans were approved on Wednesday.
Yeah, because they want them to take it. They saying no, of course they're gonna approve them tomorrow, right?
Listen, kid, they wouldn't have approved the loans if they knew the person sitting at the top of the Nigerian government is actually going to do something useful with the money. Because now, what would be the point? The point of giving you the loan is for me to have economic imperialism over you. If I give you the money and you help yourself, then I've gone against my main objective as a Bretton Woods institution. I've failed.
Exactly.
So they wouldn't approve the loans to Niger unless they were sure the person they are going to give the money to is going to do with the economic imperialism. But we're going to see.
That's not true, because they already approved the loans to Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso. And he asked for the motherfuckers. So that's not true. They want you to take those loans. They want to see, oh, you're going to do it. You're playing a thing of cat and mouse.
So are you saying that they don't care what you do with the money? If you help your people, if you don't, it's none of their business.
Because the stipulations don't be in the loan. I want I want your economy. I want your damn resources. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't care if you suck the money up your ass. I'm hoping that you don't help your people. I don't want you to help your people. Because I know most of you nigga puppets, you don't. You take all the money you spend on stupid shit. Buy your houses in Europe, got offshore bank accounts. Yeah, I want you to do that. I don't want you to develop the whole thing. I want you not to develop Africa. I'll tell you that in the back room. You're not to be developed because your resources belong to us. If you develop, you have to use them for yourself. We don't want that.
Because I understand, kid, their loans are very specific. They give you a loan, they tell you what to do with it and what you can't, because they don't want you helping your people with the loans. That is their first objective, is they don't want you to help. That is why they are going to push you into white elephant projects. That's why they don't want you doing anything with the loans. So I have my doubts, but you have your belief in them. We'll see who is right at the end of the day.
They not the ones who requested those loans. That's not their loans. That's not their loans. So I can't throw them on the bus. That's that Muhammad Bazoum dude. I can't. The only reason why they approve them because they want to see if they're.
I get you, and you should get my worry. My worry is the AMF would not approve it if they didn't think that the person at the top is the same as the one who requested it.
They hoping that they're just. I know they're not. That's right. I know they're not going to do it. You know why? I almost forgot. What's going on? Because the French government promised the juntas, if they put Mohamed Bazoum back in power, $300 million a piece for themselves, not the country, for themselves. I forgot about that. And they said no. That's much more than them little goopy loans the IMF said. The damn French government said, we're going to give you $300 million, but you got to, put our puppet back in power and allow the country to run as it always has, as a French puppet. They said, nah, you keep your fucking $300 million. So I know they're not accepting. I forgot about that. I forgot. So you can look that up. They tried to bribe them They tried to
Okay.
bribe the junta in Niger for $300 million. They said no. Nah, you keep your fucking money. You keep
So
your
let's see. Let's see how it goes, kid. And I really hope my biggest hope as a person is that the Sahel is going to be an trailblazer for the rest of Africa to follow. Anyway, as I come to the end of the show, Joby is coming up in a bit.
But
She's
Kenya's were the five. Kenya's more of a thing. Those are juntas taking over from coups. Kenya's taking over from the people. It's a people's led revolution. So that was going to have more effect on Africa than just juntas taking over, because that came from the people. You know, people are always scared in Africa. They're scared of everything. This showed that you don't have to be scared. The Kenyans showed the rest of the youth you don't have to be scared. You're actually the power. Once you lose your fear, you're the majority. There's no army and no police force they can put against you if you unite. So they've
the
learned
power
that.
belongs to the people.
Yeah, power of unite. So if the other Africans see that hey, this tribal dumb shit is stupid, does not work. That's why the white man kept you tribal. You kept that dumb shit. Your parents then kept that stupid shit. The Kenyan youth have said, no, this tribal shit is stupid. And they've learned that because they're smart and they've come together and they access power. So that's why you got the Kenyan government just said, it's the Ford Foundation, it's the Russians, it's the Chinese, it's Santa Claus and Jesus.
No, it's not. It's none of those. It's the people, because the people have known that the power belongs to them. So a big shout out to Kay Williams, who was with me throughout the show, talking about how they have stopped birth citizenship by birth, and saying that they got a racist Indian over there. That was the former Prime Minister Sunak, who was defeated. Now there's another one who wants to send money to Africa. And he goes on to say the bottom line is Africa is going to have to stop all this, run it, and fight for their own country. So I'll be here tomorrow at 12:30. Hope you join me. And hope you join Joby in the next 10 minutes. So I'll allow her to set up a show. This has been the Friday updates with Imori. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Friday updates with worried Demore about taking these loans. It had nothing to do with them.
No, I'm not buying.
Always give me the day.
I understand that.
You always give me the negative side of shit.
No. I'm more the cautious person than the optimistic one. I think you're very optimistic, kid.
I am. I right. I believe in our people, Demore. I knew the Africans were going to wake up, and I'm right. Like I told you, it's coming.
You still. I remember you still were optimistic about the Omaya fire, and
I was.
But it's a different. I know it's a different scenario, and I said the main reason I don't even have a problem with the Nigerian government, because I understand it's not their loan. They did not request for it. The problem I have is if Keith, I'm poor, you wanted to give me money so that I can go drink alcohol and remain poor.
Look, then listen, money.
Listen, you wanted to give me money so that I can go drink alcohol and remain poor. And then you figure out, if I give you money, if you give me money, I'm not going to drink alcohol anymore. I'm going to transform myself and become rich. Are you still going to give me the money?
Demore, is everybody?
No, answer me, kid.
Wait. Let me answer the question. Demore, that's not a fair question. Is everybody in Africa a drunk? You're trying to tell me?
Yeah, everybody they give loans to, they are sure that the loans are not going to help them. They really can't give you a loan if they know you're going to do anything good with it.
But look what I'm saying. They already tried to bribe them without the loan. They were going to give them a loan. They were giving them the money outright. Said, this is your money, $300 million. If you restore Mohammed Bazoum and let the country still be our puppet. They already gave them an offer. So that measly $10 million and $50 million. That's a loan.
Now answer my question, kid, so that you can finish. If you knew that if I give my slave this money, he's gonna be free, would you still give him the money?
Yeah, because
you still give your slave the money even after knowing that if I give him this money, he's gonna use the money to free himself.
I know he's not gonna use it to free himself. He's my slave.
No, I know he will, because it's a government that overthrew the corrupt one, and
that don't mean shit.
It's not even going to ECOWAS anymore. Yeah. Niger has shown that it's it has shown that it is a country that
But
wants to be
it's called
independent in its own.
called bribing. Still trying to see can I bribe you or not?
Mhm.
If you take it, then I know you still. Listen, that's
Okay, kid. Let's
White
leave it at there.
white
We're gonna.
white man is going to be the white man tomorrow. He's always going to
But personally, I'm hoping with the whole of my heart that I'm wrong, and Niger is on the right track, and it is going to. It's going to be one of those countries that.
I'm not worried about that because they're on the right. Because I forgot about them trying to not no loan, but to give them money. They didn't have to pay it back. They offered them $300 million, and the Jews just said, "Nah, nope. So a loan is even less. I had to pay that shit back. Fuck all that. They offered me straight $300 million.
So, Keith, if the government of Niger takes the money, are you still going to have the same opinion?
No, I know some bullshit going on if they take it. I know some bullshit.
Right. That is, by the next 1 week, we'll have known if the Niger government took the money or not.
Exactly. We'll see. I doubt it. Because when there be no use to join, that's a hell state. They talk about setting a partnership to work between themselves. So nah, I don't think. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think they're not gonna take that shit. That'd be suicide. That'd be
right.
I don't believe that. Tomorrow don't have no.
I do hope that you're right.
Damn you, Demore FB.
Much love, family. Make sure you join Joby.
What's up, family?